We ready to really rock. You know what I mean? We got things to talk about. We got this Noonie Copeland paperwork up here. You heard? That's what we talking about. I think people still get catching up with the old news and then come in here asking me about dumb shit that I covered already. Trolling. But they try to come around and act like they cool. Real oppie. Real oppie. Golly. They haters. Why linger around to be oppie though? Woo woo. Well, I ain't even really tripping. Cause I know what I got up on the board. So if people want to come in, people don't want to sit around, they could go ahead and do their thing. Ba da ba ba. Easy. Nah, Tony Slow. Hey, Tony Snow, I ain't never seen you type before, bro. Don't become a member. Fuck you. I ain't never seen. Nah, hell no. Don't become a member like that, bro. Hold on. Let me check your activity. Yeah, I don't fuck with you, bro. Don't try to sneak up and try to be a member right now. Hell no. I'm blocking your dumb ass. You a bitch. Off top. Off top. Phony ass try to sneak in like and become a member like you official so you can turn around and do some op shit. But get your dumb ass out early. Try to sneak in. That ain't gonna work, bitch. Now, you ain't supporting nothing. That fake ass support. You lying. I knew you was gonna try to pull that move. Now, got you before you could even type it. How about that? Thank you. Thank you. Got you. Before you could even turn your back. You try to slide in and become. Yo, that was too abnormal, bro. Your name looked dumb. You a whole goofball. I caught you early. You gotta admit it. That was the fastest catch ever. Caught a nigga trying to fake be like he close. You too new to join up and be a member. You ain't even got no history. That's abnormal. Literally, you got two typing messages, and now you want to be a member. And then all of a sudden, you supporting. Bro, y'all boys funny. Golly. Boot smoke. Sorry, try again. Sorry. 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 Mad rope on the floor. Hey, Lee, how you feel? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wipe them down. Yeah, what up? Yeah, you ready? Tap the like button. Shout out to the goofs. Shout out to the real supporters. Yeah, I mean, I really pull up for the real supporters. Let me zone out on them. Yeah, we almost to the 15-minute mark. How many can we get some real support on the like button? Let's see how many we can run up genuine likes. You know we got weirdos all the time, but it ain't we don't turn the radios on and the microphones on and the speakers for the weirdos. Nah. We do it for the love. Like, Puffy. Like love. You heard. It's for the love. You heard. Now y'all can go ahead and be cute in the chat all y'all want, bro. It's easy work. I've adapted. If you think you ready to do something, you not doing nothing. I'm ready. I'm ready. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Like, but we still got a couple seconds left. Countdown. See, I started early. I predicted there was gonna be some buffoonery. I put a cushion on it. You heard? 2, 1, action. On September 30th, 2007, Marco Burrell Moses was taken into police custody by the Metro Fugitive Task Force at his residence located at Buckingham Terrace, which is located in Fulton County. The homicide unit was notified of his arrest and he was transported to the homicide office. Detective D. Quinn attempted to interview Moses, but he refused to talk and invoked his right to an attorney. The residence had been held, and Detective Jake Thorpe drafted a search warrant to allow police to search the residence for its items related to the crimes being investigated. During the execution of the warrant, police recovered 45 9mm Glock, ammunition, computer hard drive, cellular phones, micro recorder, computer hard drive, several pieces of jewelry, and 20K. Detective Thorpe has prepared documents regarding the execution of the search warrant and the evidence collected. The documents prepared by Detective Thorpe have been included in this investigative file. Yeah. On September 30th, 2007, Moraz Williams was taken into police custody in Miami, Florida. He had been tracked there by a cellular phone. Williams was held on the warrant until Detective T. O'Neill of the Homicide Unit and Detective S. Schreckengost of the Fugitive Unit could travel to Miami and take custody of Williams. Maurice Williams was picked up from the Miami-Dade jail and transported back to Atlanta Fulton County by O'Neill and Schreckengost via city vehicle. Williams made no statements concerning the incident for which he is charged. On October 2nd, 2007, I transported the weapons recovered from the search warrant at 3101 Glen Echo Drive to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation Crime Lab for ballistics comparison. I also transported the weapons recovered from 590 Buckingham Terrace. Yes, you see what they is. I requested that the weapons be compared to the casings collected from the scene of Christopher Copeland's homie and the shooting of Dontavius Walker to see if they would match. I received word on that day from Bernie Davies that the Ruger Ranch 223 matched casings recovered from both scenes. The Ruger Ranch rifle was recovered during the execution of the search warrant at 3101 Glen Echo Drive, the residence of Prentice McNeil. Prentice McNeil's physical characteristics matched those of the description provided to police by an eyewitness of the Copeland homie. I obtained an arrest warrant for Prentice McNeil, charging him with the murder of, Christopher Copeland. McNeil was still in custody at Fulton County Jail, where he was served notice of the murder warrant. Yeah. During the investigation, several phone numbers have come into question regarding different individuals. The following phone records have been subpoenaed for various different reasons. The list below included the numbers and, if known at this time, the individual it is associated with. Yeah, turn me up. Love and marriage, love and marriage. Y'all sleep out there. Y'all ain't paying attention. Yo, put ones in the chat. Yo, what is that? What is that? Who is that? Who is that right there? I don't got no social media. I get put off of social media, for real. So, so what he doing there, bro? But hold up. Who's Harry Mitchell though? The dude that got robbed too. Another dude got put a hit out allegedly that got took off for some work. So they in this indictment saying the joint happened because Holmes took a bracelet from Pee Wee. Oh, bro, come on, bro, give me some credit, bro. This different. This ain't that same content them people making. This ain't that same content. Come on, bro. On 9/20/2007, at approximately 200 hours, Zone 4 requested homicide. To 231 Metropolitan Parkway, a person shot and laid down. Zone 4 advised the victim had been pronounced dead on the scene. Investigator M.M. Cooper was listed as the lead investigator on call, and I spoke with him by phone, advising him of the incident. Investigator Cooper had heard the call and advised he was responding to the scene. Upon arrival, Investigator Cooper requested I assist by completing the crime scene drawing and documenting evidence. This has included numerous shell casings outside the business as well as damage to the front glass window and damage inside the business at 2031 Metropolitan Parkway Suite A, identified as the All-in-One Social Club. Witness list: Cameron Hester, Tashia Simmons, Roger Griggs, Jimmy Chaney, DeMarcus Brewster. Yes, I said Brewster. Here's a picture. Yep, if you needed a picture of Jarvis, there he is. His name is J-Boy. Jay Johnson. Yeah, used to live around on Bent Creek. Yep. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's keep it going. On September 20th, 2007, I received a phone call from Christopher Copeland saying that he wanted to see me. I dropped my cousin off at a hotel on Cleveland Avenue and drove down to the location where the incident happened. I called a friend named Boo. Ugh. I called a friend named Boo. Back door. Back door. Back door. Back door. Agnes, salute. You see the back door? The chick called Boo. On September 20th, 2007, I received a phone call from Christopher Copeland saying that he wanted to see me. I dropped my cousin off at the hotel on Cleveland Ave and drove down to the location where the incident happened. I called a friend named Boo, a friend of the victim, to ask him if he was with the victim. He told me that he would call inside and tell Noonie, a.k.a. Christopher Copeland, that I was looking for him. Noonie called me from a guy named Roger's phone. He asked me where I was. He thought that I was coming to see him, and I stated that I was outside. As soon as we hung up the phone, I saw 5 cars coming from the McDonald side. I looked and seen Noonie coming out of the door, followed by a dark-skinned gentleman. Of the 5 cars, I can only identify 3 of the cars. There was a gray-colored Pontiac Grand Prix, tinted windows all around. The next car was a new model gray Infiniti truck with fluorescent headlights. The next car was a blue or black Avalanche or Escalade. The next thing I knew, these cars surrounded Noonie. He was ambushed. We pulled out the parking lot when we heard gunshots fire. I returned when I thought they were gone, and I saw Noonie on the ground. Who is Boo? Do you know his real name? No. How about his phone number? Here it is. Can you describe the dark-skinned guy who walked out of the club with Noonie? Dark skin, low haircut, white t-shirt, average height. Who exited first, Noonie or this unknown man? Noonie. From the time you hung up your phone, how quickly did Noonie come outside? It was 1 to 2 minutes. Within 30 seconds of him walking out the door toward me, he was shot. Line up. Did you see any other people or vehicles in the parking lot? Yes. I saw a dark-colored Dodge with a lady and a man on the phone. The gentleman was in the driver's seat. The lady was looking over her shoulder, paranoid. Can you describe the man and the girl? No. Can you describe any of the occupants that exited the vehicles that pulled up? Yes. A short, skinny, brown-skinned gentleman with dreads and a red bandana got out of the passenger side of the Infiniti. Was this person armed? I couldn't tell. Who was with you in the car? A friend of my cousin, KK. Where did you go when the shooting happened? Back to the hotel where my cousin Nisha was. How long have you known Christopher Copeland? For 7 or 8 months. Do you know of anyone that would want to harm him? No, sir. Did Christopher ever say who he was gambling with over there? No. Did the guy come outside with Christopher? I saw him walk Christopher out. Don't know when he exited. What number did Noonie, a.k.a. Christopher Copeland, call you from before the shooting? I don't know. It may have been around 11 p.m. What kind of things was Noonie into? Noonie was just into young girls.
Hey, where the posted nigga at right now?
What's going on with Posted?
Hold on, posted came up.
I have to see EBAN. I'm gonna break that nigga face.
I can't get posted back to late night. That ain't happening. Oh, no.
Yo, that's a girl telling them that. That's a girl saying this to them.
Early birds and all-nighters.
That's different. That's different when the girl said, bro. She classifying. Like, I'm of his age. But, yo, like young girls. Like, bro, that's classing. That's like a 2, 3, 4 year window right there when a girl put a girl in a whole nother lane behind her. When you say young, when a girl say young, it's like, oh, that's a 4 year window. She talking. You know what I mean? She talking a nice gap from her own age, bro. Like, she clearly talking. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, I don't know. But like people don't talk like that, bro. Like that term is strong. That term right there is strong. When somebody say he like little girls or young girls, that's clear as, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Especially off the vague ass question of, I mean, what you into? So a nigga get shot and niggas holler, I mean, yo into little girls. What the fuck? I ain't gonna lie, that was fishy, bro. Nah, a minor's not gonna say that. This a grown up saying that. A minor not gonna say he into young girls. You feel me? I'm feeling like this somebody that's of his age, but classifying that the thing around the amongst us women or the people, you feel me? We look at it like yo into them young girls. Now you gotta be really into young girls for that to turn into your known jacket, bro. Like we talking about, bro. That mean you stay with them. You heard? You ain't just have a relationship with one and you ain't know what time it was. Nah. You prefer. And you don't hide it. Straight up. Yo, put it like this. Yo, you say that shit around certain people, bro, you can't even come around no more. Real rap. Like certain people hear that, you ain't invited. Now they might not be open with it, but like you definitely not gonna be welcome in certain environments when people say certain stuff like that, bro. Real rap. Real rap. Like people remember stuff like that. They might not never come out and say blatantly, somebody said you like, but best believe when they see you, they definitely remember this phrase right here, shorty. Into young girl, I'm telling you, baby. That's a strong one. Hold up, it get worse though. Look at the combo pack. That's what he into, but he don't smoke or drink. Oh yeah. 14, 16 range. I mean, once you cross, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. All right, he 20. He 20, y'all. He died at 20. So what that mean? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He yes. Yes, y'all. He died at 20, y'all. And Thug and Woody and them is 16. So they right behind these niggas, y'all. It's closer than I thought. Yeah, you feel the pieces coming together? And he like little girls? Oh shit, I mean he was going to the club with Thug and them, huh? Shh. Yeah, it's getting spooky, ain't it? Ain't it though? You can feel it heating up, can't you? Oh, it's ready to turn up. I've read through a little bit, y'all. Well, I'm gonna keep it real. I got about it start turning into all types of other stuff. So hold on. It's gonna be a whole bunch of them telling though. Yeah. He didn't smoke, he didn't drink, he only gambled. Is there anything else that you could add to your statement at this time? Yes. When I pulled up and witnessed him laying on the ground, I saw an army fatigue hat lying on the ground. This hat did not belong to Noonie. He wasn't wearing a hat. All right, this is the testimony of Tashia Simmons. We dropped a friend of mine off to the Travel Lodge on Cleveland Ave. Then we rode around looking for something to do. Cameron's guy friend, Noonie, a.k.a. Christopher Copeland, called her, asking her what she was doing. He told her that he was at the gambling house on Metropolitan Avenue. She told him that we would swing by there. We were coming from downtown. She had to call him back on his friend's phone, Roger. She called Roger and she spoke to him. He told her that he was on his way out of the club to come meet up with her. He walked out of the door and that's when the shooting started. It was 4 to 5 other cars out there. They were parked in front of the gambling place. I saw the guy on the ground and I told my friend that we had to leave. We came back later to the crime scene and that's when we saw that the police had came out there. Can you describe any of the vehicles that pulled up at the scene? In an Infiniti truck, a newer Chevy Silverado, a Pontiac Grand Prix, and I can't tell you the name of the other car. The Infiniti truck and the Pontiac was silver and the Silverado was black. Can you describe any of the guys that did the shooting? The guy that jumped out of the Infiniti truck was a short, slim, brown-skinned black male with dreadlocks and wearing a red bandana. How long have you been in Atlanta? I've been down here for about a week, apartment hunting. Did you know the victim? I met him yesterday. Were there any other vehicles in the parking lot? Yes, there was a Dodge Stratus, an older model with a male driver and a female passenger sitting in the front seat. Is there anything else that you would like to add to your statement at this time? No. All right, this statement is from Roger Griggs. I got to the club about 7 p.m. We played cards and shot pool for a second. About 12 midnight, Noonie came by the club. He had been there about an hour, and then his girl called my phone telling him to come outside. He told me that he would see me tomorrow, and he gave me a handshake. OG let him out the door, and that's when I heard gunshots. I ran to the back. I tried to climb in the ceiling. I'm a big-ass nigga. And hell yeah, I did try to get into the ceiling so I could get into another building. I was scared as hell. I ain't had no strap. I was scared as a motherfucker in there, thinking that they was going to come in the building and run niggas' pockets. I called the police. Then Tay called me. That shit terrible. Yo, we got another Tay, man. Bruce Wayne, salute. Straight up, I appreciate that. Straight up, man. Salute, Ivy. Tasha Ivy. I appreciate that, straight up. They had started. All right, so look. I called the police, then Tay called me, and his brother Greg asked me where Noonie was, and I told him I didn't know. They had started shooting up there. I told him, and I had called the police, that I wanted him to dry I don't know what the hell, around up there to make sure that the people who had done the shooting had left. Another person that was in the club came to the back and was trying to get into the ceiling as well. He was scared as a motherfucker. I told him, let's go up to the front, and he suggested that we go up there together because he was scared as a bitch. I'm telling you, on some Scooby-Doo Shaggy shit. When we got to the front, I was looking out the door, peeping and shit. I ain't want nobody to see me, but that's when I saw Noonie laying on the ground. That made me even scared her. You know how that shit is. My knees damn near buckled. So I called OG because he bigger than me, and I thought that nigga could hold me down. You feel me? Like on some old, real man shit. And I told him, yo, bring the key. Because I seen Noonie out there, and I knew he was hurt, and I knew he had been shot. I went to where he was, so niggas locked the door. So I went to where he was and held his head in my hands. I looked at him and saw that he wasn't breathing, but at least they got his bitch ass for robbing niggas, and they ain't had to get none of the rest of us. So I knew more than likely we was probably all right. The police had came up while Noonie brother was out there, so shit got funky. Who was at the club when you got there at 7 p.m.? It was me, Rocky, J-Boy, OG, Benny. Like, yeah, that's it. What phone number do you have of any of these guys? I don't have their numbers, but the name of the club is called All in One Social Club. The guy that runs the club is called Good Shooter. Don't ask why. OG was the one who had the key to the club. Yeah. Describe all of the men that you mentioned above. Rocky is a black male, 5'10", 5'11", low haircut, brown skin complexion, smooth, no facial hair, no glasses, about 28 to 30. Yeah, decent looking brother. J-Boy, about 6'3", tall, slim build. Weight, me being a man, I don't mind him. He a slim dude, $160. I be sizing him up. Low haircut, brown skin complexion, goatee. About 20. How the fuck this nigga remember this shit off the top of his head? Fuck, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold up, cuz. Hold on, bro. Niggas ain't dead. He doing this? He calling this shit out off the top of his head like this? Hold up, cuz. The scriptures, bro. You know a nigga. You don't know a nigga too good, don't he? Hold on, you don't know niggas. Why they wait? Yo, no skin complexion and shit. Niggas be debating about skin complexion. Yo be knowing. All right. OG is an older man, old enough to be my dad, around 40, bald, dark skin, 5'5" tall. What? 5 foot 5 inches tall. Yo said it all the way out. Yo, crazy. He said it like that. He ain't just say 5'5", y'all. The nigga holler he 5 foot 5 inches tall. Cause you gotta say inches before you say tall. Pause. Straight up. He put the tall on it, bro. That means he said the whole 5 foot 5 inches tall. That's crazy. Nobody says that shit. He's 6'2". The nigga 5'5", man. He dark skinned, 5'5", $150. Benny is about 6'2", tall, skinny, brown skin, mustache and beard, no glasses. I don't know what the fuck BM is. I ain't even guessing. Oh, black male? Hey, I ain't got time. Name everyone that was inside when the shooting happened. Now they asking, this Roger again. It was me, Noonie, Rocky, OG, J-Boy, and Pooh, who is the cook there. When the shooting started, what did everybody do? We all ran. Fuck wrong with you? What the fuck you, man, you's a bitch. What you did? OG was up front with Noonie. He had let him out the door. Then locked it. He had the key. The rest of all ran to get away when the shooting started. Where did the others go after the shooting stopped and everybody came outside? Pooh, J-Boy, and OG. They left. They weren't there when the shooting stopped. Rocky was still there. How long have you known Noonie? About 9 years. All right. What does Noonie do to make money? He gambles and hustles. Tell him. Do you know anyone that would want to hurt Noonie? No. There have been neighborhood fights, but nothing to kill anyone about. Who has Noonie had problems with in the neighborhood? Pokey, Tyon, Buki, guys from the Boulevard. That's telling. That's telling. That's telling. He told on Buki them. Buki and Pokey them. He told on Buki them. From the Boulevard. What Boulevard? Martin Luther King? Man. The last time that something happened between Mechanicsville and Boulevard was about 5 weeks ago. Whoa. What time does this place usually open? From 1 p.m. until late at night? Where does Noonie live? On Fairborn Road. Did Noonie have a gun? No. Does he carry one? I've seen him with one, but you can't get in the club with a gun. You pat it down. The club has been robbed before. Oh, yeah? Was anyone wearing a camouflage hat last night? No, it was probably one of the shooter's hats. Is there anything else that you would like to add to your statement at this time? No. All right. So we got a statement from Jimmy Chaney. Date of birth, 1958. Damn. Okay, On September 20th, around 1:15 a.m., my son called me to pick him up from the McDonald's on Metropolitan Parkway. I was sitting in the parking lot, waiting to pick up my son. His name Jarrell. And while I was sitting there, I was minding my business for real. I was talking to one of the employees that work at the McDonald's because he asked me for a cigarette for real. And I looked at his ass like, come on, cuz, you at work, you ain't got money to buy one, but you feel me? I still gave it to him because he worked with my son. So I backed back to the park so that I would be facing McDonald's. So when I backed back, about a couple of minutes after that, a couple of cars pulled up. So I ain't even tripping because I'm 50-something years old. I don't give a fuck about these cars, but like, you feel me? They did pull up. So it was a Honda Accord. It was dark blue. It was a Chevy Impala, a white joint. It was a Monte Carlo, beige joint, a blue Grand Am, about a couple years old, an Infiniti X35 SUV, dark brown goldish. Yeah, you heard me? I said dark brown goldish, and a blue-looking Skylark. See, you got that? A bluish-green Skylark. So they went up through the driveway on the side of the building. It was dark, and about 30 seconds after they pulled up through there, I started to hear some gunfire. So I ducked down in the car, because I ain't trying to get hit. The guy that works there at the McDonald's was on his cell phone waiting for somebody to pick him up, so he told him to hurry the hell up and pick him up because they were shooting up the parking lot. You heard? I could hear him. Yeah, he was right there. I asked him, man, that's gunfire? He said, hell yeah. So while the blue Skylark that I seen go through the parking lot, they came and parked in the McDonald's parking lot for about less than like 10 seconds real quick, just enough to pull in and then like dip off real quick. So like, while I looked over at them, I heard a car go down Metropolitan real fast, like, vroom, you heard? So when I looked up and saw the SUV, I saw the Honda speeding off too. By then, my son was locking up, coming out the McDonald's. So he got in the car, and I said, yo, you hear that noise? He said, hell yeah, let's get out of here. So when he got in the car, I told him that I'm going to ride back there to see what happened. He like, hell no, Dad, come on, let's go home. But I'm like, hell no, you a bitch. Stay still. I'm going to go back there to see what happened. So when I drove back there, I rolled back there, and I seen a guy laying back in the parking lot. I'm like, oh, shit, son, you see that? There go your first time seeing a dead body. Look at your little ass. You scared. Stop being a bitch. Look at him. Now, this is why your bitch ass need to stay at work at McDonald's and don't have your dumb ass out in the streets late night. Look, there go a nigga right there. That could have been your stupid ass, though. Now, don't make me put my hand on you. Keep your dumb ass in this McDonald's. And then I looked over there, and it was 3 guys that came running out of the pool hall. I seen them niggas. Them niggas was looking sneaky and shit. 1 guy ran to the right. 2 guys ran to the left. One that ran to the right stopped and ran back to the left. It was crazy as shit. I looked like when he seen that, I was like, whoa. Then the guy got scared. He seen the body. He was scared. At that time, it was like a Chevy Tahoe or some shit that pulled up. I'm looking like, whoa, my son's scared as a motherfucker still. He seen the body. Now he see the Tahoe. He don't know what the fuck ready to go down. I ain't got no strap. My son a bitch. He ain't got no strap either. It seemed like when the Tahoe pulled up, they ain't know what was going on. So when I got ready to make the right to go down Metropolitan, the police had his lights on, but he ain't had his sirens going on. It looked like he was looking for the place, but he ain't know what the fuck was going on. I knew it wasn't safe around that bitch. I got out of there. Look, the guys had just dipped off. So if his bitch ass would have pulled up like 30 seconds, knew where the fuck he was going, he would have actually got some of them niggas or something. But we got the fuck out of there. Straight up. Look, and I seen the blue Skylark. It was the first car to pull up and look like they were scared to look in their face, straight up. Hold up, y'all. Are you able to identify any of the occupants of the car? No. Do you know the guy's name that you were talking to at the McDonald's? No. Is there anything else that you would like to add to your statement? No. Is everything that you told me the honest truth to the best of your knowledge? Yes. Yup. Yo did that. He did that. Jim Chaney. He got the hell out of there. All right. This is DeMarcus Brewster, y'all. All right. On September 20th, 2007, at the 12 midnight, me, Rogers, Christopher, Rocky, J-Boy, Cook, and one or two other people, I can't remember their names, were playing poker. Christopher lost his money. He was pissed. 5 seconds after he received the phone call, which was his ride telling him that she was out there, that made him even pisser. He lost his money, then his bitch pulled up. He then got up. He told everybody, fuck y'all. Yo. Yo. Hold up, y'all. I don't want to bend it too much, y'all. Hold on. Christopher lost his money. About 5 seconds after he received the phone call, which was his ride telling him that she was out there, he then got up, told everybody he hollered at him later. He then walked to the door, followed by the doorman, OG. And about maybe 5 seconds after he got out the door, I heard a few gunshots. And somebody yelled, "They robbing." And everybody broke loose. What? Everybody ran, nigga. Niggas was climbing the ceilings. Niggas went in the back. Niggas is trying to make a door. You understand? niggas, yeah. Because niggas got robbed in there before. Hell yeah, they didn't hit niggas for like about, a good 60. Yeah, caught me in that bitch. Oh, everybody, yeah. So niggas weren't having it. Niggas knew to hide in the ceiling like the last nigga that got away. So once niggas noticed, couldn't go in the ceiling because niggas started busting pipes, you feel me? Niggas heard it, that they got out the door. I heard a few gunshots and somebody yelled, "They robbing," and everybody ran. Me and J-Boy remained in the same room. We just hid behind a refrigerator trying to look like we was small, but we wasn't. For a few minutes we stayed back there, but we knew that shit wasn't working. We just waited until it was quiet for a minute and got up and looked at the video camera. And J-Boy said he seen a gray Magnum outside and then got up and said that was Greg or his mother's car. Then we proceeded to the front door. We couldn't even get out because OG still had the key and his bitch ass was scared. He the security. We don't know where the fuck he was at. He was still hiding somewhere in the building. We went back further in the game room to let him know it was us. Then he came out of the wall. I don't know how the fuck he got in the wall, but he came out the wall. And from wherever they had hid at, I don't know where. But then OG let us out. At the time when we came out the door, one police had arrived. Then we looked to the right as we came out the door. We seen Christopher laying on the ground. We was scared as shit. We left. Me and J-Boy and the cook. And they dropped me off. Is it normal for the front door to be locked? Yes. Do you recall if the security had left? No, they weren't there. Do you know Bear? Yes. Who is Bear? His name is Harry Mitchell, and he is the owner, but he wasn't there. How long have you known Christopher? Since 2001. Do you have any idea who would want to murder Christopher? The only reason I know is because the street said he had been robbing folks. Had you heard that there was money out for Christopher's murder? Yes, that night at the game room, someone mentioned it to Christopher. Bro, they literally told him, yo, they got money on your head. Then they called. Think about that. You at the gambling spot. Niggas say, yo, you know they got money on your head? Then you get smoked out front. at the gambling spot when a nigga just told you? Did the nigga roll the dice and say, yo, the nigga here right now? I want the bread. Yo, when the law went in the dude Marco house, he found 20 racks. Somebody put 100 on yo and they busted down 5 ways. I'm just doing some ignorant, just reaching / math just now. Yeah, I know. It's kind of raw, wasn't it? But you do know that Holmes got hit 70 times and it was like 5 people. I'm thinking, who the hell bring 5 people on a hit? I want the bread, bro. I don't need all these extra guys. Real rap, bro. Straight up, bro. Well, the part about losing is money, bro. It might not have been a lot of money. I mean, people that be in gambling houses, they ain't tripping about no one loss. I'm gonna keep it real. People that gamble, they up and down, so they ain't tripping. You eat that. So anybody that hangs in a gambling house, you really can't complain because you seen somebody lose more. For real. Like, it's hard to be the top loser. You feel me? Like, and then you done won so many times too. It's times where you done just clearly just, made out. Like, it's some wild times. Now, I ain't no heavy gambler, but everybody around, you already know. That's the thing. Only reason I don't gamble is because everybody else kind of gamble, and it's a thing where, you already know it's going to get smoky. And I could count. So, this ain't going to work. You know how this go. We basically waiting on the time for somebody to try that shit while we gambling, and you already know what time it is. Matter of fact, I used to catch niggas cheating. Changing the point. Getting over on a nigga that's slightly drunk and shit like that. I don't drink. So I be paying attention. Niggas think I ain't been watching the numbers. I've been watching the whole time. I know the point. I know his point. I know his point. You playing. I ain't gonna say shit though unless it's my man. I'm out of it unless it's my man. Straight up. I ain't gonna say nothing. Now, if you keep doing it like you on some old, you think you slick, and I keep seeing you doing it, it never got to a point where I did say something, but technically, bro, if I was in a situation where it was high stakes and I caught somebody doing it, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know, because I really don't like it. I really don't. I like the fact of, if you get hot, you really out this bitch striking naturally. Like, yo really is hot right now. Look at him. Yo keep hitting something. Ain't no way in hell. That nigga lucky as a motherfucker. Just right now, though, so let him get that. I believe in that. When you gotta get into trying, sham niggas and shit and lie, nah, that's dirty, bro. Bad hangouts? Well, look like Atlanta got a suit. Well, all right, so let me say this. Them spots only there because the law is allowing them. Because in most cities, the law not even going to let them operate like this. Like we talking about, as soon as that bitch even get listed as thinking they ready to have some illegal gambling going on. So it's safe to say they paying some police off, straight up. Because this bitch getting marked out as being an illegal gambling spot all in here. Then they raid it the next day. But they been knew it was there. I mean, this ain't the same one that's in the other paperwork. And what's the coincidence that Boo is in this one? Now, we got these spots in all our cities, but I'm going to keep it real. These Atlanta ones seem to be a little bit more open door. Real shit. But I told y'all before, it's only a certain set of people that will even go in these types of places, y'all. We're not talking about no large list of clientele. Nah, these all the niggas who want to be so-called in, this certain group where they will go in these spots and blow thousands of dollars in their gambling. It's only a couple different types of dudes that'll even be in these spots, bro. The average street nigga with sense not even gonna be chilling in these spots, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Straight up. You asking for smoke. Especially if this the type spot where, you chill on some more. This way, when you bored, you just, fuck it, yo, meet me down the gambling spot. You in that bitch eating food out there and waiting for the next game. Yeah, I mean, it's worth to have one of these spots. Don't get it twisted. It's a way to run it where you don't got a whole bunch of street dudes, and some people that run these spots got so much street cred, niggas not gonna do none of that crazy shit. Well, these ones is not like that. Niggas done robbed these ones, and niggas is coming. You feel me? So it's like, these ain't them ones. You need to go to one where the niggas who own the spot is so damn dangerous, nobody won't play with the spot. Now, I went to one before that was on that type tip. I don't think you want to play with these people. Straight up. I don't know who the fuck. I don't know who organized the event, but I'm going to say this. I don't think you want to play with them. They wasn't like regular street people. Like, they wasn't these is young dudes. You heard? Like, these people that was doing it. Well, more than likely, this was somebody grown that was running this spot. More than likely. And they might have been targeting the young dudes with money. Because that's the thing. Fuck it. Y'all could come waste y'all money in here. You know what I mean? On some more. Yeah. All right. But look, they going to get into more about the spot. But if you notice in all the other details, they don't say nothing about that. Like when you read the main paperwork, all that type stuff took away. Like, I don't remember that being a part of the story in the other paperwork. I think they was calling it like it was a club. Do you have any idea who would want to murder Christopher? The only reason I know is because the streets say that he had been robbing folks. Had you heard that there was money out on Christopher's murder? Yes, that night at the game room, someone mentioned it to Christopher. Did you see anyone that shot Christopher? No. Did you see any vehicles other than the gray Magnum? No. Was anyone on the phone when Christopher walked out of the room? No, not to my knowledge. Is there anything else that you would like to add to your statement? Is there anything? No. Is there anything that you have told me to be, is everything that you have told me the truth to the best of your knowledge? Yes. All right. Yeah. Yeah, they go into a lot of details about that right there, baby. Yeah, you see, they on it. Look, they not playing. They is not playing. Yep. A whole bunch of all that. Yep. Then it's gonna get real crazy for a minute. I might as well just super scroll, because all of this is crazy. Yep. Skip on past all that. All right. The descendant was at an illegal business set up for gambling. The descendant was called outside to the front of the business when 3 to 4 vehicles pulled up and started dumping on him. The other patrons of the business started running out the back door, climbing into the ceiling and hiding within the business. The business was checked by the police department after the situation, and a strong odor of Mary Jane was detected. The police are waiting to recover the illicit drugs through a search warrant. The descendant was identified by his family, who were on the scene upon police arrival. The descendant had multiple circular defects all over his body. The descendant appears to have been a target. Yeah, a whole bunch of miscellaneous reports. All right, this is a diagram of the parking lot. So you see what time it is. Yep. This the inside of the club. Christopher Copeland. Yeah. All right. So this section right here goes through the criminal history, y'all. Now this part right here is wild. It say they criminal history, but it got aliases, all types of weird stuff. All these boys got some wild jackets. Hold on, matter of fact, hold on. Somebody had something wild on their jacket early. Let me see. Another person had something wild. You already know what I'm talking about. I forget which one of these people it was, bro, but it was somebody. I'll see it again. I ain't tripping. But yeah, it's talking about criminal history, y'all. So boom, we got through all of the police statements. Let's see what's coming up next. Hold on. This Prentice McNeil picture got his jacket. He got a lot of charges, y'all. I don't even know how he on the streets. I don't even know how he was on the streets for this. Same thing, yo. It's like he working. Oh yeah, you know we got dead docket. You know we got dead docket. Where is that? Swear. Look, look, look. Dead docket. Concealed weapon, dead docket. Look. Misdemeanor dead docket. Concealed weapon, severity unknown, dead docket. Yeah, buddy. All right, so that's all previous charges. Everybody involved. Traffic records and all that. On everybody involved. Victims, all that. Maurice Williams. Whole bunch of dead docket. Yeah. It's a jail picture, but in black and white through the scanner, it ain't right, you know. All right, here go an affidavit for arrest. Matching the ballistics and finding the weapon. So, yo got caught with the weapon. Fulton County warrant. I don't know what this is. I ain't get this far, y'all. All right. Telephone records. And the records aren't here. It's a lot of damn warrants. Whoa. What the hell is this? Phone numbers? Whoa. Blood. Blood. Black. Big Kitty. Bear. B-Dog. Who wrote these numbers down? Who the hell scratch out numbers? Ashley. African. What? AJ. Oh. Somebody else wrote these. Hold on, bro. Fat. Phil Mo. Phil Mo. Who y'all think that is? Who Phil Mo? Car fixer. KK. Little payday. There go Rico. Shooter. Who the hell is these people? Oh, this a lineup? Whoa. Just like that, it's about to get digital. Hold up, y'all. About to get super digital. Tap the like button. Yeah, this different. Oh, whoa, whoa. Shit. Hold up. Let me hurry up and skip this. Fuck. Oh. Yeah, y'all ain't need to see that shit. I ain't need to see that shit. Whoa. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. All right. So, all right. So they got some Oh God. They got possibly related situations to it. So they got two other incidents they saying have been connected to it. Who knows how? I should check this other one. Jeremy Dunn, February in '07, before the Christopher Copeland. So it's almost like he might have did something. Yo, hold on. Let me see what we got though. All right, so we got an aggravated assault that happened on McDaniel Street, 608 McDaniel. So the incident report. Somebody got hit while they was in the driver's seat of the vehicle. Oh, we heard about this situation. This is a situation where they try to get Woody other cousin, Gregory Hunt, the one that was telling. But they actually hit the person that was driving his car. It wasn't him driving. So it says approximately such and such C. Henderson, along with numerous other Atlanta police officers, responded to 608 McDaniel for a report of multiple rapid gunshots. Upon arrival, the scene was in disarray. There was many people trying to get out of the way of the gunfire, although the gunfire had stopped. Random witnesses indicated they saw a dark-colored passenger van firing at the silver Dodge Magnum, which was on the scene. The van was last seen heading north on McDaniel Street. The passenger of the Magnum, Mr. Gregory Hunt, indicated he and the driver were sitting in the parked Dodge Magnum when a dark-colored van drove up. A light-skinned black male jumped out and started firing. Although there were three different types of spent casings, Mr. Hunt only saw one person shooting. He saw about four people in the van, but did not see all of them shooting. As the victim, Mr. Walker, was being shot at, he tried to get away by driving in reverse down the street. During the escape attempt, he ran onto the private property at 389 Glen Street, crashing through the fence, then ending up across the street in the parking lot of the church at Glen Street and Smith Street. There was also mention of a third, 17-year-old Willie Wilson, who was standing outside of the vehicle and fled before the shooting started. Along with the initial officers on the scene, there were numerous others who responded to help assess and maintain the scene's integrity. Who in here, man? IBN salute. I appreciate that. Straight up. Who in here? Put ones in the chat if y'all listening. Where the likes at? The passenger of the Magnum, Mr. Gregory Hunt, indicated he and the driver were sitting in the parked Dodge Magnum when a dark-colored van drove up. A light-skinned black man jumped out and started firing. Although there were 3 different types of spent casings, yeah. As the victim, Mr. Walker, was being shot at, he tried to get away, but driving in reverse down the street during the escape attempt, he ran onto the private property. Yeah. The fugitive task force and a representative from the gang unit were on scene. Homicide detectives Coleman and Boyd were called to the scene as well. Grady was the transport unit. After they treated the victim on scene to get him stabilized, he was transported to Grady Hospital. After the scene was safe, processed the scene, transported to hospital after the scene. Well, the passenger, Mr. Hunt, went to City Hall East to look at photos of past perpetrators so we could find out if he could recognize any of them. At this time, there is no further related information to this case. So that was Woody Cousin going down to identify people. So this is somebody's notes. Who knows what the hell they talking about? These arrest warrants for Prentice McNeil, basically just describing where they picked him up and what they charged him with. On Wednesday, September 26, 2007, at approximately, hours, Officer O. Henderson responded to 608 McDaniel Street, Atlanta, Georgia, to investigate a report of, gunshots in the area. Several officers arrived on the scene to find several people in the area. On scene was Mr. Gregory Hunt, Woody's cousin, who advised he had been the passenger in his Dodge Magnum, which had been driven by Dontavius Walker. Willie Wilson had also been a passenger in the vehicle, but he was outside the vehicle talking to someone at the time of the shooting. Gregory Hunt stated that a dark-colored passenger van pulled up and a light-skinned black male jumped out of the vehicle and began shooting. Walker attempted to drive away but wrecked the vehicle a short distance away, but not before the vehicle was struck by gunfire and Walker received a gunshot wound to the arm. Willie Wilson fled. Anita salute. Willie Wilson fled the scene uninjured on foot. Gregory Hunt stated that he saw 4 people in the van, but he only saw one of them shooting. Gregory Hunt was transported to the homicide office and provided a videotaped statement to Detective Copeland. It appears that the shooting on this evening is related to the shooting death of Christopher Copeland. Gregory Hunt is the brother of Christopher Copeland. He was shot to death on September 20th, 2007 at 2031 Metropolitan Parkway. During the videotaped interview, Hunt stated he believes his brother was killed because of a bracelet that was taken from a male named Pee-wee while he was at Club Onyx. The bracelet was taken by a male named Slugger, a.k.a. Edward Morris, and Noonie, a.k.a. Christopher Copeland. Because of some money that was owed to Slugger, the bracelet supposedly belongs to Floyd Mayweather, and Hunt allegedly that Mayweather had put $100,000 on the head of each person responsible for the theft. Slugger had been shot within the last couple of weeks when he was at Club Onyx, and it was allegedly by the same people that shot Copeland. Note, Edward Morris III was shot at Club Onyx and still in the hospital at the time of this writing. Yeah, tap the like button. On Wednesday, September 26th, 2007, I traveled to Grady Hospital along with Detective T. O'Neill to speak with Dontavius Walker. Dontavius was being treated for a gunshot wound to the upper right arm. He was awaiting further treatment, but was able to speak to myself and Detective O'Neill. Dontavius Walker was coherent and did not appear to be under influence of any type of medication. I made an audio recording of that conversation, and it will be part of this investigative file. During the interview, Walker said that he had just exited the store and returned to the car when the green-colored passenger van that he described as a church-type van pulled up. Walker said 2 men exited the van with firearms. One of them, he said, was a guy he has known for several months from the clubs and around the neighborhoods as Print, and he had an assault rifle. Walker also said he was at the Club Onyx on the night that Slugger was shot and that Print was with the guy that shot Slugger, a male he knows as Mo, that used to play baseball with his cousin, exited the passenger side with a handgun and started to fire. Walker said he attempted to speed away but lost control of the car and wrecked through a fence by the church. The vehicle would not move and he exited the car. It was at the time he realized he was injured and fell to the ground. Walker stated that the driver of the van is a guy he knows as White Boy Marco, someone who has known for several months from seeing him at the club and around the neighborhoods. Upon completion of the statement, I asked Walker if he could view a photo lineup in an attempt to identify any person responsible for the shooting, and he agreed to do so. I read him the admonition, and he then had him view the photos. Walker was initially reluctant to pick a photo, stating that these photos were younger, but number 5 was a younger picture of White Boy Marco. I asked him, is that the guy you saw driving the van? And he said yes. On a scale of 1 to 10, he rated his pick as 10. As to how positive he was, this was the guy. Walker is right-handed and could not sign the lineup, so with the recorder taping, I asked him which was his pick, and I circled it for him and signed the back with Detective O'Neill as a witness. The interview was concluded, but I told him I would return with additional photo, and he agreed it would be all right. I returned to the homicide office and obtained a copy of a photo lineup that includes a photo of Prentice McNeil, a.k.a. Print. The lineup had been previously compiled by Detective J. Boyer, the investigative detective for the Edward Morris III shooting at Club Onyx. I returned to the hospital to speak to Dontavius Walker and was once again accompanied by Detective O'Neill. I started the tape recorder, and with it recording, I showed him the lineup, reminding him of the admonition previously read to him. When he looked at the lineup, he did not pick anyone, saying the dreads on these guys are different. I concluded the recorded interview, but asked him to look at some photos I had to see if he could identify additional people who may be in danger. The homicide unit had received a tip that 4 males were in danger, but only provided the nicknames of 3 and did not know the other guys' names. I was attempting to identify Mo, DT, and Chalk Daddy. Hold on. Who is that? We know Mo. What do you mean? They might be in danger. While looking at the photos, Walker saw a picture of Prentice McNeil in the photo. He has his dreads pulled back in a ponytail type style. Walker declared, that is Print, the guy that shot me, and said this is the way he had his hair, and that is the way that I know he looks. I started the recording and had him clarify his identification of Prentice McNeil as the person that shot him. The interview was concluded and we left the hospital. Yo, he finessed it. Police finessed it, y'all. On Thursday, September 27, 2007, I obtained warrants for the arrest of Marco Moses and Prentice McNeil, charging them with aggravated assault. A fugitive package was prepared and turned over to Atlanta Police Fugitive Task Force. The warrant was flagged for nationwide extradition. What y'all think, y'all? It's a lot going on. Who see the connections? Anybody think it's fishy that Pee Wee Roscoe connected? What about Floyd Mayweather? Did you know he was connected to the Bloody Summer? On September 28, 2007, at approximately 5:30, whenever, Officers Munson and Fisher were acting on information that Prentice McNeil was at a residence located in southwest Atlanta. When they arrived at the location, they witnessed several males leaving the location and believed that Prentice McNeil and Marco Moses were part of that group. Fisher and Munson had knowledge of the aggravated assault arrest warrants for the two males in relation to the incident at 608 McDaniel Street on September 26, 2007. With the occupants no longer at the location, officers held the scene and obtained a search warrant for the residence. During the execution of the warrant, Atlanta police discovered and seized several assault, along with illegal narcotics. Note, the execution of the warrant and the seizure of evidence will be more accurately detailed in documents prepared by the officers under the City of Atlanta complaint. Yep. Some of the firearms seized are the same type of caliber of the joints used in the incident at 608 McDaniel Street. On September 29th, approximately 01:15 hours, Detective K. Pope and Fugitive Task Force, several other officers, included K. Fisher and Munson, located Prentice McNeil at Club Esso. He was taken into custody without incident. Prentice had arrived at the location in the red Ford Taurus. The valet attendant advised officers that McNeil parked the car with them but wished to keep the key. The vehicle key was in his pocket at the time of arrest. The officers impounded the vehicle at my request, and at that time they inventoried the vehicle, locating and it was loaded with The gun was turned over to Detective K. The vehicle was towed to homicide cage and locked in by Sergeant S. Norris. The arrest and inventory of the vehicle will be detailed in documents. You already know. Prentice McNeil advised the officers he wished to speak to investigators about why he was being arrested. They transported him to the homicide office and responded to the office to attempt an interview. When I arrived and began to speak with McNeil, I advised him he was indeed under arrest and stated the charges. I engaged him briefly in casual conversation to determine he was under the influence, and I decided not to attempt an interview. Prentice McNeil was transported to Fulton County Jail. All right, y'all. As you can see, we did a lot. I'll be back in the morning. Yeah, it's time for me to get out of here, man. I don't want to just dry this up. It's a lot of damn reading. I got to read it with some enthusiasm, but that's a lot of information. I'm going to leave it right here. I'm going to pick back up in the morning. Matter of fact, give me a briefing. What they supposed to be doing tomorrow? They don't come back to court. They got something. They off tomorrow, right? Recap me. You know, y'all was in here. Y'all got this special edition content. This extra. But what they supposed to do tomorrow morning, y'all? I'm gonna finish this up hopefully tomorrow. I don't think it's that much blank data. It looked like they go. There's just little small details. but we not allowed to see it, so we not gonna know what happened, right? We don't get to see it, do we? Either way, we gonna be up and rocking. Yeah, but I don't want to just drain y'all out. I can't read this. I don't want to be reading it with no energy. But I told y'all I was gonna come back. We made a lot of progress. I'm surprised to see Woody over in Pee Wee. Yeah, I'll be back in the morning though. Yeah. I ain't take no nap today, y'all. I really been up all damn day. So look, I'll be back bright and early though. We gonna finish this paperwork and then we gonna get back on track with the regular trial. But I think this was a hell of a eye opener, cause the Pee Wee connection, like Pee Wee being at the Cornerstone, the Mayweather part, and how they didn't link none of it to him. Like how they just let him slide like he Birdman. But yeah, salute to everybody in here. I appreciate the new members. The Cash App, the Super Chat, all that, y'all. Straight up. I'll be back early, though. Y'all have a nice night. Straight up. I appreciate all y'all. Get up early with me. I'll be in here at 8 a.m.